The year is 2045 and the world is a vastly different place. Technology has become so deeply ingrained in our lives that we now literally wear our digital identities on our bodies. Remember the days of carrying around wallets, passports, and health insurance cards? Those are now relics of the past. Our new currency is nanopoints, minute quantities of various cryptocurrencies stored and tracked via distributed ledger technology. All transactions, financial and otherwise, are settled in nanopoints, making every exchange instantaneous and completely traceable. In this brave new world, every person has been marked. No, not in the way some clandestine organizations might brand their initiates. We're talking about a permanent alphanumeric tattoo. It's 2045 and this is our new reality. Welcome to Gravitas Plus. Every one of us now has a digital identity mark, a DIM, a unique QR code tattooed either on our wrist or forehead. It contains all of our personal data, our history, our finances, our health records, everything required to prove our identity and access our resources. The DIM stores and transmits information wirelessly, allowing us to complete transactions with just a tap of our marked body part. The DIM has made commerce frictionless, allowing us to buy anything we want, whenever we want. It has also made governance more effective. The DIM ensures that only eligible citizens can vote, that no one can cast multiple ballots. It has eliminated voter fraud and made elections more transparent than ever before. With a simple scan, government officials know exactly who you are, where you were born, whether or not you have a criminal record, and if you've paid your taxes. The DIM was the best way to achieve all of this. According to the World Economic Forum, the idea was put up for a vote. Should the mark be tattooed on our chests? Should it be placed behind our ears? Should it be, according to the WEF report, injected under the skin like a microchip? Ultimately, the wrist and forehead won out. These locations are visible and easily scannable. The process began with governments investing heavily in advanced bioink technology. It allowed scientists to tattoo QR codes directly onto human skin. By 2035, the first DIMs were being administered. The tattoos were not painful, according to people who got them, thanks to laser-guided tools that ensured precision. Within 2 years, governments and corporations had struck deals to begin rolling out the marks. By 2040, it was mandatory for everyone of working age to get the tattoo. By 2042, children got the DIM too. Today, it is impossible to imagine life without it. You cannot buy goods or travel without it. You cannot even leave your home unless you've got the mark. That's because every household has security that scans your DIM as soon as you step out. Life has been made so convenient that 99% of people have got the mark. But there are still some holdouts. Reports say they face discrimination, harassment, even violence. Now here's something you should know about the design of the QR code tattoo. It may come as a surprise, but the 3 alignment blocks, the larger squares positioned at the corners of the code, are not just aesthetic features. They serve a very important purpose. A recent analysis by conspiracy theorists revealed that when the blocks are removed from the equation, what remains is a 6 by 6 grid. And when you count the blocks, it totals 36. The number of combinations, 36, is the same as 666. And that's not a coincidence, says researcher Alan Turing. He believes the blocks were deliberately left out so that the number of the beast could be encoded within the structure of the alignment blocks. Some religious scholars agree. They say the removal of the alignment blocks is a clear allusion to the book of Revelation in the Bible. It says that the beast will have the number of a man. 666. It is the mark of the beast. Could this be a coincidence? You decide. But here's what we say. While the Bible talks about the mark of the beast, It does not say how the mark should be. Rev 13:18 says, "Here it is a number. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. His number is 666. Could 666 be a code for a QR code? Remember, the Bible is over 2,000 years old. It was written in a time when a QR code did not exist. So, coming back to the present day, would Jesus have been marked? Would he have worn the mark of the beast? Would he have bartered away his free will for the promise of convenience? What do you think? Tell us in the comments. It's hard to imagine a world without the dim today. Everything is so streamlined, we don't have to carry anything, we don't have to remember anything. The dim has made our lives easier, but it has also pushed us to the edge of the abyss. If you fall off the grid, you simply vanish. Your dim stops working and suddenly you're nobody. Your digital identity is severed and you become a ghost. Here's the question for you. Would you rather live in a world where everything is convenient but you lose your freedom of choice? Or would you prefer to live the way we did in 2023 with wallets and purses and papers? Cast your vote in the comments. We'll see you there. This is a new type of tattoo that lets you read data from a QR code on your skin. It's made possible by BioInk, a next-generation tattoo technology that involves the use of living cells and biological materials to create inks that can be 3D printed or tattooed onto a person. In the case of a QR code tattoo, the BioInk would be a specialized formulation designed to integrate with human tissue safely and permanently. But how does it work? Well, the basic idea behind BioInk is to create a tattoo that doesn't just sit on the surface of the skin, but actually becomes part of it. To do this, BioInk typically includes a biocompatible base that mimics the body's natural environment. This base can be mixed with pigments for visibility and in advanced forms with cells or nanoparticles that allow the tattoo to store data or respond to external stimuli. For example, in a previous proof of concept study, researchers from the University of Akron in Ohio created a BioInk that could be written to and read from using a standard QR reader. The ink contained special nanoparticles that conducted electricity and glowed under ultraviolet light, making them visible to the reader. But how does this relate to tattoos? Well, the researchers also tested their ink on a model skin substitute and found that it was both biocompatible and conductive. They concluded that it could potentially be used to create tattoos that store medical information or respond to environmental stimuli. So how is the BioInk applied? Well, the process typically involves using precise tools like laser-guided needles or microneedle arrays to ensure minimal damage to the skin while embedding the design at the dermal layer. This part of the tattooing process is similar to conventional tattooing, where needles are used to inject ink into the skin. However, BioInk tattoos are more sophisticated because they leverage regenerative medicine principles. The BioInk interacts with the skin cells to heal and stabilize the tattoo over time, which reduces the risk of the body rejecting the tattoo as foreign material. While the technology is still in its early stages of development, it has a wide range of potential applications in the field of medicine, such as creating 3D printed skin tissue for burn victims or embedding biosensors in the body for real-time health monitoring. And what about the QR code tattoo specifically? Well, that's still more science fiction than reality. But the underlying technology is developing rapidly and could make it possible to embed all kinds of information directly into our skin. Imagine a world where everyone's identity is permanently encoded in a tattoo that can be scanned by law enforcement or border agents. Sounds like a dystopian nightmare, right? Well, it's already a reality in some countries. Biometric data collection is becoming increasingly common, and the technology to embed that data in our bodies already exists. The question is, what do we do with it?